Hello everybody, my name is IsopodGamer, and this is my very first Let's Play. I've been a fan of Let's Plays for some time now, and I think it's about time that I give it a shot myself. The game I've decided to play is Mega Man Legends for the PlayStation. Mega Man Legends was the third series that Capcom released under the Mega Man banner, and it's a pretty good game, it's fun. It's not 2D like the traditional Mega Man game. It's actually 3D. It's a 3D, I call it a 3D dungeon explorer because most of the time you're kind of exploring dungeons looking for treasure. It's kind of out of the ordinary for Mega Man games, but it's fun. It's definitely worth playing. So, let's get into it. There's not really much to do with the options, so let's just get right into a new game.
Here we go!
Mega Man?
So here's our main character, Mega Man Walnut.
Can you hear
Mega
me?
Man Walnut is a digger. In that opening that we
I
skipped,
got worried.
they explain what diggers are. Basically what they are treasure hunters.
Okay.
They search these ruins that are all over the world. And they're looking for refractors. And what refractors are the world's power source. It's what they use to power all the technology. So they're quite valuable and they're quite useful. And diggers brave the dungeons in search of them. And that's what we're currently in the middle of doing.
The reactor's still
And it
running.
looks like we found one.
Great. What about the refractor?
It's here. It's a
It's a big blue one.
Oh, right. Now maybe we can finally
And
get
it's
some
shiny.
money. Be careful.
And it makes a funny sound when you touch it. That didn't make a funny sound there. Of course, you know you take it off of the little altar there, what's going to happen next. You guessed it. An Indiana Jones style escape scene. But no boulders this time. It's using pillars out the wall. Slamming doors.
I'm okay, Roll. Everything's
And
all
my
right.
shiny's okay.
Don't count your chickens yet. I'm picking something up on my screen. It looks like a Reaver bot.
Reaver
You'd
bots are
better
the
get out
enemies of the
there.
game.
Come on.
They're kind of like the guardians of the ruins, so
Here we go.
they see us taking their shiny refractor and they're going to come and get us. But we won't let them. So before we get going, let's look at our option menu here. We have various types of items we can get. Normal items are basically items that we'll eventually use for something and then they'll disappear. Either we'll turn them into a sub-weapon or we'll give them to somebody to advance a subplot, or they might even be like your one-time use items that like refill your weapon energy and whatnot. Special items are a little different. You gain them normally through a story event where you need them in order to progress through the story, and once you get them, they're here permanently. The first one we actually got is that blue refractor that we just found. Buster parts are kind of like your weapon. You see here it has 4 different stats that it can be raised: attack, energy, range, and rapid. And throughout the game you'll get items that increase those stats by various amounts. Right at the moment we can have 2 equipped, but since we don't have anything, we'll get into that more a little bit later. And then of course the final option we have is our special weapons. These are kind of like Mega Man Legends equivalent to Robot Master weapons. But since there aren't no Robot Master weapon, or Robot Masters, that's not how we gain them. Instead, hidden throughout the game, you'll find a ton of items, where you might even be given an item as a reward for something. Some of which Roll will be able to construct into a new weapon for you. It'll be your sub-weapon. Right now we don't actually have anything, we just have our normal arm, and I wouldn't really consider our normal arm a special sub-weapon, it's just our arm. But anyway, that's all our items at the moment, so we can get going. Actually, the funny thing is they call it his arm, but he kicks. Let's get going.
Wait a second. There should be a Reaver bot around there somewhere.
So this first dungeon's
Can you
pretty
see it?
straightforward. It's really easy.
It looks like a
It's
small
just a
one.
tutorial dungeon to basically
You
teach
should
you
be able to take it down with
the
your buster
basic
gun.
controls of the game. So Roll will be stopping us at various points throughout it to explain things. It's also pretty straightforward in its design. There's really no reason to stray off from the main path in it, because you're not going to find any hidden items in here. So, I'm probably just going to go the way Roll tells me to.
Turn right there. Do you see a door?
I do.
That should be the way out.
Okay.
It's not far from your current position.
No kidding.
Watch out, there's something right in front of you.
So these little diamond-like objects that you see me picking up after you destroy a Reaver bot are mini refractors. They're the game's currency. There are 4 different types of them. The 2 you'll mainly see me picking up in this dungeon are small gray ones and slightly larger green ones.
Hold it, don't
The small
move.
gray ones give out
Looks
50
like it didn't
zinnies,
see you.
and the green ones are worth
It looked
100.
like a Reaver bot. We were lucky.
There are 2 more. You might see the purple one in just a moment, depending on if this treasure chest here will give me one, or this zinni box. But the big purple ones are worth, yeah, there they are. The big purple ones are worth 250 zinni. And then the final ones, which are big blue ones, are worth 500 zinni. So they're the most, they're the ones that pay out the most. You notice these little orange spheres that also will appear from enemies and from that box. Those are your energy replenishers, so when you start taking damage, those will become useful.
What is it, Megaman? I'm picking up strong energy readings. Is it some kind of barrier? Is there a switch for the barrier anywhere close by? Don't give up. It's got to be around somewhere.
And in fact, it is. It's this way.
Megaman,
But
I'm
here,
picking up
we're
a
going
Reaver
to
bot.
learn about
He's above you. Watch
the
out.
lock-on system. Using the R2 button, you can track enemies above and below you that are out of your field of sight. The lock-on system is quite useful, though it can sometimes get you into trouble if it decides to lock onto an enemy that's behind the wall while you're fighting an enemy that's right in front of you. It'll do that sometimes, and that can get kind of annoying, but altogether it's pretty useful. Though if you're just kind of pointing in the general direction of an enemy, a lot of times Megaman will target the enemy automatically, so just be careful with it. These little towers that I'm shooting up here are what unlocks the gates, and they also unlock this gate here, which leads to our first treasure box. We got a Power Razor. Power Razor is a Mega Buster part. Attaching Buster parts allows you to power up your Buster gun. You can attach Buster parts by pressing start. Yeah, we know that. We were looking at that earlier. And we get another box over here that has Zinni. Zinni's always nice to get. We're going to be needing an awful lot more of it as the game progresses. But now that we got it, let's equip that Buster part. The Power Razor raises your attack by 1, so it's not the greatest, but it's definitely worth equipping. You notice the 4 types of power you can raise: attack, energy, range, and rapid. Attack energy or attack range and rapid are all pretty self-explanatory. Attack raises your Buster's damage. Range raises its distance that the bullets will fly. And rapid, of course, raises how fast you'll shoot. Energy, though, is a little different. What it does is raises the amount of bullets you can have on the screen at one time. Right now, at level 3, or 1, it can shoot out 3 bullets before it needs to take a break. But once it starts being upgraded, you'll start getting the ability to fire out more and more until eventually, once it's at its max level, you'll just have a continual stream of bullets.
Megaman, I'm showing a large blip in front of you. It's probably a Reaver bot. Be careful. Huh? Mission's breaking.
Roll? Are you alright? Can you hear me?
And she's gone. And she's right. Behind that door is the game's first boss, so it's a large Reaver bot. But we're of course past 10 minutes, so we're going to call it a video. I'll see you next time.